For hours at a time, these twins scout the streets of Toronto looking for unique style. There are discussions, even debates about what's eye-catching.
Oh my God.
On the day we're following them, they quickly spot a woman who has that je ne sais quoi they're looking for.
Sorry. I really like your style.
With a simple compliment, Leanne Lang gets permission to shoot, and her sister Chin starts sketching.
We wanted to do a blog that was different in the sense that we want to know about the people who make Toronto, hear their story. But I don't really just take a picture of them, and then I usually ask where they got it from, what they do. I remember there was one girl who would take a skirt, African pattern skirt from her mom, and made it into a pair of pants. And others will tell me travel stories. So it's a Toronto street fashion blog spot.
The photos and sketches are posted on their blog, all about Toronto street fashion. The city isn't their first home. The twins were born in China and moved here 6 years ago from Montreal.
This is the reason Leanne came to Toronto, is because I worked here and she just needed to follow me.
They say the blog was a way to get to know Toronto, but it wasn't long before the photos caught the attention of a major retailer.
It started with American Apparel. I think they came across one of the picture I took of someone.
And they asked her to take more pictures for the company's fall collection. It's a long way from when she first started by fixing her father's broken film camera.
I spent an hour trying to fix it, and it worked. And so from there, I was just really fascinated by analog cameras. Each of them is different. The mechanics are different behind them, the shutter, the light meter, the way of focusing.
That very interest in how things work has also led her here.
So this is the gel, this is the material that forms our skin graft.
Yes, she said skin, human skin. This is where the fashionista photographer spends most of her time, working toward her PhD in mechanical engineering from U of T. She's the inventor of this printer. Instead of ink, it uses an algae-based gel and human skin cells to print a tiny sheet of skin.
This is the cartridge, and we have the sheet composing the main material of our skin graft that will be flowing through.
The result is just 10 millimeters wide so far, but it's enough to experiment.
We got linked by the university
And draw the attention of one of Toronto's top doctors. Dr. Mark Yeschke is the head of the Burn Center at Sunnybrook. He believes Lang's invention could someday help his patients.
This is just ideas to test biocompatibility, the skin compatibility, to see does it really work.
The scientists have performed skin grafts about the size of a pinky nail on mice. They say the rodents' wounds healed and the skin regenerated. Yeschke says the results may be early, but they're promising.
We just need to work on physical properties, handling. I mean, it's very silly, but if you think about it, and you take the skin, how do you put it on the patient? Can it be transported? Is it ripping? How can you secure it? So these are really not any major challenges.
So tomorrow we do keratinocytes.
With her professor's guidance, Lang says she's determined to tackle those challenges.
I think in general, I'm passionate about anything that I decide to do.
And that's what makes it hard to believe that she almost didn't end up here.
Both got accepted in the School of Cinema, and my parents decided that only one of us can do it. And so at the same time, I really love science, I love math, physics, and I was always good with my hands to create things.
Chin says it's not such a stretch linking Leanne's work with the 3D printer to her interest in taking pictures.
In that sense, there's the mechanical, there's the scientific side of Leanne that's coming out, because she is, very hands-on, and she likes to experiment with things. So that's how everything started.
Her old-style Minolta still uses film, so Lang is very selective about every frame.
There are times where we'll be fighting about who to photograph, and she doesn't want to hear any of it.
In unison, they laugh that it's that same laser-like focus that keeps her focused in the lab, too.
For research, I really hope that we can make something that will be used. Right now, it's still at experimental animal studies, but I'm really hoping for doing clinical trials in a few years. I really want to do something that is useful, otherwise why do we work so hard?
And if anyone had any questions about how she juggles both parts of her life...
I'm probably going to be working in the lab until 10 p.m. tonight.
But before that...
Hi, we have a street fashion blog, and I really like your style.
Stephanie Matteis, CBC News, Toronto.